Java provides a special shorthand assignment operators that simplify the coding of certain assignment statements. In case what happen, if you are implementing any arithmetic operations, in that case you just use a shorthand assignments. Okay, here I am writing x is equal to x plus 10. So it is a simple arithmetic expression. So using this arithmetic expression we can write in shortcut way, that is plus followed by assignment operator. Here equal to plus is there, so we can write in shorthand assignment like plus followed by assignment operator. Now I can write like this, x plus equal to 10. So instead of writing x is equal to x plus 10, so you can directly write x plus equal to 10. So it is called shorthand assignment. In shortcut way we are writing the expression, so it is called shorthand assignment, right? Now the operator pair plus and equal tells the compiler to assign x to the value of x plus 10. Like that compiler will assign, right? Here is another example I am giving, x is equal to x minus 100. So how to write this equation in shorthand? X minus equal to 100 we have to write, x minus equal to 100. So it is a form of what? Shorthand assignment. Is it clear? Plus and minus. Okay. Now in arithmetic and logical shorthand assignment, this is for if they ask to write a note on shorthand assignment, you just write simple example, then to take two examples, that is plus and minus, then also you have to write this table, plus equal to, minus equal to, star equal, slash equal. These are plus, minus, multiplication, division operators, and mod equal, and equal, then or equal, then char equal, or this is what? XOR, right? These all are shorthand assignments operators. So you can write this chart box in your main exam. Okay. Now we have one more concept. This concept comes in every language, that is increment and decrement operators. So in increment operator we have this symbol, that is plus plus, and in decrement we have minus minus symbol. 2 plus and 2 minus. 2 minus we can call decrement, and 2 plus we can call increment operator. The increment means what? The operator adds 1 to its operand, that is called increment, and decrement means it subtracts 1 from the operator or operand, so it is called decrement. Increment, incrementing 1, decrement means decrementing 1 value. So x is equal to x plus 1, here we can write, instead of writing x plus 1 I can write x plus plus. It means incrementing 1 value. In x minus x is equal to x minus 1, here we have to write x minus minus. This is called decrement operator. This is a general form I am telling, not in depth. I am telling in simple idea or simple basic I am telling. So this is about increment and decrement operator. Now both the increment and decrement operators can either precede, if we precede we can call it as prefix, or follow, we can say follow, then we can call postfix operand. See, if we write plus plus before the operand, then we can call it is prefix increment. If we write after the operand plus plus, it is called postfix increment, right? In prefix and postfix, you know, familiar with in DSA, right? Conversion from infix to postfix. In that concept you have understood, but here in our language you have to use plus plus before plus plus, then it is called prefix, Then after operand, if you use plus plus, it is called postfix increment. If you are using here minus minus, then it is called prefix decrement. Then x minus minus, it is called postfix decrement, right? Increment and decrement. Now the next important point is type conversion. So it is important question, please mark, it is important. Typecasting or type conversion in Java language, definitely this question will going to ask in your main exam. So what do you mean by type conversion? Type conversion, type, you know, that is different data types you can call type. It converts a data type, one data type into another data type. It's called conversion. Conversion is means what? Converting one data type into another data type, we can call conversion. So we have two kinds of conversions. One is manually, another one is automatically. Manually, compiler will do automatically. Okay, compiler will do automatically, but manually we are a developer, we are a programmer, so we have to make type conversion, that is manually and automatically. So now you understood what we mean by type conversion. Type conversion or type casting, both are same meaning. Okay, converting one data type into another data type is called type casting. There are two types of type casting. One is manually, another one is automatically. Automatically done by compiler, manually done by programmer. Is that clear? Now, in automatic conversion is done by the compiler. It is also called implicit conversion. Remember these words: implicit conversion or automatic conversion, or one more technical word, widening type casting. Widening, implicit and automatic, these three keywords are same meaning, done by the compiler. This conversion is done by the compiler. Please remember these keywords: automatic, implicit or widening typecasting. Is that clear? Now please write on this. Right now, manual conversion, it is performed by the programmer. We are a programmer, so we have to make this typecasting, that is manually. Manually we can call it as explicit conversion, or we can call one more word, narrowing typecasting. So in exam explain widening and narrowing typecasting, so in that case you have to write automatic and manual conversions. Is that clear? So explicit, narrowing, then manual, these all three keywords are same meaning, done by the programmer, and automatic conversion is done by the compiler. So I hope you understood this typecasting. Is that clear, Lena? Okay, manual conversion, who will done manual conversion? Lena? Programmer. Then automatic conversion, compiler. Okay, now we'll see some examples. First we'll see implicit conversion. Implicit conversions or an automatic type conversions will take place if two conditions are met. So what are these two conditions? The two types are compatible. Two types are compatible means two integer data types or two data types we can call compatible, and the destination type is larger than source type. Remember this, destination type. Destination means you have to convert from one data type to another data type. That another data type we can call destination, and from which data type you are converting, that is called source data type, right? So while converting implicit conversion, you just follow this line: byte followed by short, short followed by char, then next is int, next is long, then float, then double. Last data type is what? Double. So it is byte is always smaller compared to short, and short is smaller compared to char. Char is smaller compared to int. Int is smaller to long compared to long. Then long is smaller compared to float. In that way I have given this line: byte, short, char, int, long, float, double. We are converting which method? Implicit conversion or automatic conversion. Here int is equal to int a variable x is equal to 7 I have written. Now another variable I have defined, that is y. Then which data type it is? Long. So int long, these are same data types, right? Somehow it is same data types, means integer types, right? So that's why two types are compatible, means numbering. If it is numbering, then numbering. If it is char, then it is char, like that. So x value is 7. This x value I am assigning to long variable. Long variable is what? Y. Y is equal to x, means y value is what now? 7. Y value is 7. Here what will happen? From larger, here the destination type is larger than source type. Destination type is larger, means long is larger compared to int. See here, int next is long. So int and long compared to which one is smaller? So int is smaller compared to long. So long is obviously larger. So destination type is larger than source type always. So destination type is what now? Long. Source data type is what now? Int. So int to long we can easily convert. It means automatic conversion, right? Understood this concept? Soumya, understood? Okay. Now, so I am writing here a simple example I have taken. So int x is equal to 7, long y is equal to x, then float z is equal to y. I have writing like this. Now x value assigned to y, right? So there is no data loss, I think. Now float variable is z. This y variable is assigned to z. Now float value becomes what now? Let me comes from first. Long, sorry, x is equal to 7. So 7 here, x is y equal to x I am writing here. So what is the y value now? Can anyone tell? Y value is now what? 7. Okay. Then here in third line, float z is equal to y I am writing, right? So what is the z value now here? 7. So let me see the answer. This is type conversion, automatic conversion. Now before the conversion, int value is what? 7. 7 is displayed, and after the conversion, long value is what? Y. Y value is displayed, that is 7. Then the last one is float, that is z value. Z value is, it has to print 7, but we are taking which data type? Float. That's why it is displayed 7.0. This is automatic conversion, or you can say implicit conversion. Understood this meaning? It is converted into long, then after long converted into float. So you can refer this here. Int converted into long, long converted into float. So highest size is what? Destination data type highest is float. So we have converted into float. Int to float we have converted. Then we have got the result 7.0, because we are converting integer to floating number, that is 7.0. Is it clear? Any doubts in this concept? Is it clear? Yes, okay. Now in next one is explicit conversion, or we can say narrowing type casting. Narrowing or explicit or manual conversion. So converting higher data into lower one is called narrowing type casting. Means in previous casting we have converted lower to higher data type, but here vice versa, higher data type into lower data type we can call narrowing type casting. Is that clear? And it is also known as explicit conversion or casting up. One more keyword is here, casting up. It is done manually by the programmer, means we are a programmer. Here is the loss of data. Please remember this, in manual typecasting or explicit typecasting, loss of data is possible because we are converting higher data type into lower data type, higher to lower while converting. So if data size is large, obviously it will going to loss. Is it clear? Now see example. So it is in first we have seen byte to short, short to char, but here reverse. First double, float, long, int, char, short, byte. Means highest is double, lowest is byte. So converting from higher data type into lower data type we can call explicit conversion. Let's see example. Here double, I am taking the variable, sorry, data type is double, variable name is num, right? Num. Then I am assigning the value 10.99. Now I am printing this double value num. What will print in this line? Double value. What is the double value now? $10.99 it will display. Then convert into explicit type. To convert into explicit type, please concentrate here in this line. Int data means we are converting from double to int data type. From double to int data type. Then variable name I have taken data. Then what? Num has the value 10.99. This value should be converted into which type, that we have to mention. Here I am mentioning num is basically which data type, double, but I am converting into int data type. Here we have to write in bracket which data type you want, that data type you have to write in bracket. Int data, converting double, variable name is num, to which form, int. So that should be stored in which variable, data variable. Now can anyone answer me? I have data type double, then I have displayed the value, that is 10.99. Now I am converting this double to int. So what is the output I may get? Can anyone tell me the output for this? Converting decimal number to integer number. So what is the output? Okay, 10. So I will get the result 10. Here what will happen? We have original value 10.99, but at the end of result we have got only 10. So what is happened here? Converting larger data into smaller data, right? So converting from this to this, so I have lost the data, that is 0.99. I didn't get here 0.99. Is that clear? Understood this concept? That's why I wrote here is the loss of data. While converting higher to lower, you will get loss of data. So original value is 10.99, but after converting I am getting 10 here. so loss of data is happen. This is example of explicit conversion. In explicit conversion, you always remember within this bracket you have to write which data type you want. That is the meaning. Here what you have written, if you have written int, here is also same data type int. If you have written float, here is also float you have to write. This is a meaning of explicit conversion. Is that clear? Okay. Now we'll see one more important concept. So please try to understand these concepts because these are the basic concepts. Okay. So now the one more point. Do you write a program for printing your name and roll number? Is it possible from your side? Will you going to print your name and roll number? Here I am using SOP, then my name is plus variable name. Will you use this line and will you write a program to display your name, then to display your number? Any number you can display. Is it possible from your side, or shall I give small example for writing this program? What is example? Okay. Now first I need what? One name and one number, right? Please concentrate here. I need one number and one name. Name belongs to string data type, number belongs to int data type. So first we have to define data type, int roll number. Here I have to assign one number, so my number can give any number 1, 2, 3. That's it. Then next I have to define name. I have to display name. To display name, remember this, to display name you have to use string concept. In today's class we have discussed, right, more than one characters we have to use string literal. So string followed by variable name. Here I can write my name is equal to, you can write your name. So I will write my name is XYZ, then close. 2 lines I have written, right? One is for number, another one is for name. To assign the name, so we have to use string literal string. S is capital here. Remember, S is capital. Then followed by variable name. Here int is data type followed by variable name. Then using assignment operator you assign the one value. Is it clear? Now after getting the values, our job is we have to print this data. So one I have displayed SOP system.out.println my name is. So what my name is here, XYZ. It is stored on which variable? My name. So I am writing in plus my name. Then next I need what? Roll number or my number. So my number is, so my number is storing on which variable? Roll. So here you have to write roll, R-O-L-L, roll. That's it. This is a simple program to display your name and roll number. Have you understood this concept? Reply. Will you write a program for this? Please write on. Mention their class, then main method, then you have to start writing code for this. write down and send it in WhatsApp group. Because today's concept is very very important. Without seeing, you have to write, or if you have any confusion to write, please ask me. I am waiting for your result. Please write it and send it back fast. This is simple and beginner program. So this program you have to write in your own. While writing each word and each line, please try to remember or understand. If you have any difficulties while writing those lines, please ask me. Sujit, are you writing? Write it past. Soumya, over. Write on past. Leena, over. Write on. Kiran has already sent. Class name, int roll, string my name, SOP, my role, my name is. Okay, done. Kiran has sent correctly. Kiran, will you explain program for me from beginning? This program you just explain me. Student, okay. Then what should be the file name? Only student or student.java? File name I am asking. Okay. Go ahead, next. Okay. Okay. Okay, fine. Okay. String, okay. Okay. Fine. System is a class name or what? Why? No, my question is, you told system.out.println, right? So system is what here? Class or method or what it is? Class. Then out. Out means what? Out is object, man. I told 3 times this line, right? System is a class, out is a object, println is a method. Is that clear? So in Java, always remember what you mean by class, then object, then method. These all are important concept. Okay, fine. So you have assigned their what, Kiran? Yes, I know. You have assigned here name and roll number. These all are which type of value? These all are static values. Remember this, static. You have assigned manually to the variable. These are static values, not variable values, I am telling. Is that clear? Now the important concept is that is second program. Today we are going to learn. See, my screen is visible, right? Here we are using, first it has to display the output like this. Enter your name. It is displaying right here. Enter your name. Is it clear? What you have written this program, directly it gives the output. My name is, my roll number is, that's it. But the next step is, it has to ask, enter your name. After it is asking you, here you have to type your name, right? So I will type my name is AITM. After typing my AITM, it has to display that my name is AITM. Understood this? This is called what? Dynamic values. We are supplying dynamic values to the variable. Understood this concept? It has to ask, enter your name. Then it has to display, my name is AITM. Is it clear from this slide? Okay. Or shall I execute this program? Then only you are going to understand, or what? I will write one program. Wait. Just a minute. Now I have compiled my program. Now I am running. Java MCA. See, everybody is seeing this black screen. Everybody is seeing this black screen. Here it is asking enter your name, right? So here I have to give my name, AITM. After giving my name is AITM, then press the enter key. It should be display like this. My name is AITM. This is dynamic way we are supplying the values to the variable. Understood this concept? Like enter your name, then you supply the input, then it is display back your name. Understood this? Not in program. I am not asking program. You just try to understand this concept. That's it, right? Here we'll see how to write a program for this. Now here you have to learn 3 lines from to execute that program. Java scanner class. We have to study the first Java scanner class. Class name is scanner. Scanner class belongs to java.util package. Scanner class of the java.util package is used to read input data from different sources like input stream or users or files. Now input streams means while if you make any chatting, right, chatting, so in that case you can call it as input stream. Like you are typing in WhatsApp, chatting, hi, hello, how are you? If you use that concept, so it is called input stream in our Java language. Then users means I am a user, I have typed that my name is AITM, I have typed, so I am a user, I have supplied the input from the keyboard. And one more concept, that is file. I can take a input from different kinds of files also, right? So scanner class, remember scanner is a class. It belongs to which package? Java.util package. So in JCL, Java class libraries, in that you have seen java.util package, right? Have you remember this java.util? I have displayed java.io, java.util, java.awt. These all are packages, right? So scanner class belongs to java.util. What is the purpose to use scanner class? To read input from different sources. There are 3 sources like input stream or users or files. Now I am showing the demo for users. So understood this slide, everyone? Hello, reply. Now we have created an object of scanner named MCA. Here how to write a code for that program. First I am going to write one line, that is scanner, capital letter, S is capital, to read data from the keyboard. So we have to write scanner, first keyword scanner, followed by object name we have to create, followed by what? Object name, or you can give any name, like you are giving variable names, right? So here you have to give any object name. Now I am giving object name is any name. I am telling it is general syntax, any name I am giving, then followed by equal or assignment operator. After assignment operator, compulsory use new keyword. Have you seen this new keyword in Java keywords? New is a keyword, then followed by scanner. Scanner, first you have to use scanner followed by any name, means you have to give any name. not only give any name, you have to think and give any name. Then assignment operator followed by new keyword, it is fixed, new is a fixed. Then scanner, in bracket you have to pass the argument, that is system.in. System.in is a, it is a parameter. See, it is a parameter. Scanner is a class, any name is a object name. Please write down this. Scanner is a class, any name is object name. Then system in is a parameter. System.in is a parameter. It is used to take input from the standard input. System.in is responsible for what? Taking the input. Now I have typed AITM from my keyboard. To take that input, which one is responsible? That is system.in. It works just like taking inputs from the keyword. Understood this line? First line, is it clear from your side? Scanner is a class, any name is a object name. This is creating of object. This line tells what? Creating of object. So any name is object name followed by assignment operator, then a new scanner, system.in. System.in is a parameter used to take input from standard input. Is it clear? Reply. Sujit, are you getting my points? Sujit? Okay. Now, another example I have taken here. Scanner is a class, object name what I have given here, any name. Any name means what? MCA I have given. It's my choice. I can give any name. Scanner followed by object name, then the new scanner. Scanner and new scanner, system.in, it is fixed. Compulsory you have to use this line. Only you have to change this name, MCA you have to change as per your choice, right? So now the next line, after creating that object, next line we have to use Java scanner methods to take input. There are different methods are there. So among there I am using string. I am using what? String. String is used to take name or characters. So it is variable name is str. This str I am storing. Str is equal to what we have created object name in previous slide, MCA dot next line. See, next line is a method. Next line is a method used only for string purpose or line, typing a line, one line purpose we have to take next line method, or you can take next method. Is that clear? Just understand this concept. Don't remember, I will tell how to remember this concept. Here you have to understand from this slide, you have created one object, that is MCA dot. Here you have to use methods, different kinds of methods available in scanner class. So what are those? I told next line method is responsible for string or reads a line of characters. Okay, so see here, scanner MCA is equal to new scanner system.in. So what you have created this object name, that object name you have to take MCA dot followed by one method is compulsory you have to take. It depends on data types. Here my data type is string. For this purpose I have to use next line, or one more method is there, next. Choice is yours. Okay, now after whatever you are typing, that should be stored on which variable? str. So if you print str, you will get the result. Is that clear? Is that clear from this slide? Okay, now see, I told to write these methods next line, next int, some methods are there, so we have to use based on data types. If we are using int data type, we have to use which method? Next int. We have to use compulsory next int. Here we are using string data type, so I am using next line method. Next line method. Now next int is responsible for integer value. Next float, write on these. Next int method responsible for integer values. Next float method responsible for reading float values. Boolean responsible for boolean values, either true or false. Okay. In our programming, these four are very important. Int, float, next line and next line and next. These all are same. You can take any one method name for using string purpose. So you can either use next line or you can use next. What will do? It reads a line of text from the user, that is next line, or reads a word from the user, that is next. Right? Understood these methods? These methods belongs to scanner class. Say yes or no. You method L use ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ನಾವು. These methods we have to use after creating object name, MCA. After creating object name, to append. If it is int, here we have to write next int. If it is float data type, here we have to write next float. If it is string, here we can use next line or next. Choice is ours. Is it clear? Understood this concept? Okay. Have you written these methods? Please write down these methods. Written already? See, these all are very important. Now, one more point we have to remember. To use this scanner class, we have writing this scanner, right? In our program we will get error. To avoid this error, we have to use one package. That package name is java.util package. We have to write in our beginning of the program, we have to write package name. To write a package name, we will consider import java.util. In this package name, scanner class is available. Is that clear? So first line should be what? Import java.util.star. Dot star means what here? What is the meaning for dot star? It means whatever classes are there, that should be belongs to util package. That is the meaning. Or you can use like this: import java.util.scanner. You are using scanner class, so you have to write scanner. Or else you don't know the scanner, so you can write dot star. Dot star means all classes will come. Dot star means whatever classes are there in this package, it will hold all the classes. So better you have to use java.util.star. Is that clear? Now here I am using import java.util.star. Is that clear? Now I am going to delete this line. Then I have used scanner in my program. Scanner class I am using. So let's see what will happen without package. What will happen? See here. So I am going to compile this program. I already got the output, but still I will compile program once again. Javac mca.java. So let's see what will happen. Error is shown in scanner class. See here, scanner. Symbol class scanner. Location class MCA. Error cannot find symbol scanner. Is that clear? Because we are not using a package name here. To use these default classes, compulsory we have to use that package name in our Java program. Here I didn't use the package name, so that's why it's showing error. Is that clear? Yes or no? So now I will import the package. How to import? Using import followed by package name java.util.star, then give the semicolon. Now I will going to compile this program. Let's see what will happen. Java C mca.java. See, now it is compiled without error. It is compiled. See, is it clear? Now I am going to run this program Java MCA. So first it is asking enter your name. So I will type my name. My name is AITM. I am typing. This AITM will store on here. Now enter your name, it is printing. Here I am using one printf statement, that is enter your name. So enter your name is printed. After printed, I am typing AITM. Why it is typing AITM? Because I have created one object, that is scanner class. Your object name is MCA is equal to new scanner system.in. This AITM will going to read and store in your memory with the help of this parameter, that is system.in. Stored it on where? MCA. Stored it on MCA. Then next, if I press enter key, what will happen? If I press an enter key, it will display. I don't know why it is not displaying. Displayed. My name is AITM is displayed. So after reading this AITM, how to read this? There is a method next or next line. Two methods are there to read a string values, next or next line. Here I am using next. After typing these words, it will going to store on where? Name variable. What is the name variable here? Name variable is string data type. Name variable is string data type. So whatever you have typed, that AITM is stored on which variable? Name variable. Now I am printing back using this printf statement. My name is, our AITM is stored on which variable? Name. So I am appending this using plus operator, name. Then it's showing the result. My name is AITM. Is that clear? Any doubts in this concept? Okay. Still you are not getting any idea? Again you have to concentrate here. So first you know, import java.util.star package we have to use in our program, because we have to read this scanner class. Scanner class is belongs to this package, that is java.util.star. Remember this. In sometimes Viva question they may going to ask, right? Then after importing, now we will start writing a program. First, what should I write? First line. How to start program in Java? Class. So in previous programs we have started class, but here one more concept we have studied, that is what? Import the package name. star. So first option we have to write in our file, import java.util.star followed by semicolon. It means any classes you are using, that classes belongs to java.util. So one class we are using, that class name is scanner, right? So next what we have to type, next is class or what, public static void main. What should I write next? After importing java.util, next line is what? So, class name. Class name I am using AITM. It is my choice. Class name is my choice. Class is a keyword. AITM is my choice, so I have used AITM. Then open the flower bracket. Next, Lina, tell me next. Public static void main. Then inside the bracket, what you are going to use? String args. Done. Next job is what? I want to display my name. To display my name, so what should I use? String. Now here I am going to display my roll number. I want to display my roll number. So to display roll number, what should I use? Int roll number I have to use. Defined integer type, then variable name is roll number. I didn't assign the value. Why? Because I have to pass from the keyboard. I have to supply the values from the keyboard. That's why I have not using assignment operator here. Next, what should I do? Next line, use scanner class. String, no string, only this example you just display your roll number, enter your roll number, then display your roll number. That's it. So next, what should I use? Scanner class. Next, what should I use? To create the object of scanner. So scanner, bypass this line. Scanner followed by object name is equal to new scanner, then system.in. Is that clear, this line? Everybody is clear? Next, system.out.println, it has to display. What display? Enter your number. It has to display. Enter your number. In previous I have shown the demo. Enter your name is displayed or not. Same way here it has to display enter your number. After number, so what method should I use? Next line, what should be? Next line ಏನು ಬರ್ಬೋದಾ? Method name. Method name. See here. Object name is what we have created, MCA. Is it clear? Then method name. What I am using method name? Next int. Why I am using next int here? Because data type is what here? Integer type. So that's why we have to use next int. If it is there string, what should I use? Either next or next line. We have to use the method. Is that clear? Now in this box, what should I append? I am reading this line, then I have to store this line into where? In which variable? My roll number 1, 2, 3 I am typing. After typing 1, 2, 3, it has to store on which variable? Int variable name is what here? Roll number. In a roll number variable it has to store. from your keyboard you will type number 1 2 3. That number should be accept and store it on defined variable. You have defined the variable number roll number, so here you have to store that roll number. Now I am printing back this. What, Kiran? Kiran, I want to display the number into this variable. So now what to do? Print back. How to print this number? Tell me, Kiran. How to print back this number? Kiran, tell me. So display back this number using system.out.println. My number is, where is the number stored on which variable? Roll number. So here I have to write roll number. Is it clear? Reply everyone. Now shall we see once again this program? Shall we see once again? Now I want to write a program for enter your roll number. So after typing any number, it has to accept and print back in our console output window. So to read from any values, so first I am going to use a package name. That package name is import java.util.star. After writing this, I have to use class name, then main method, public static void main, then string args. Then here this operation is belongs to integer type, so I have to use int roll number. Int data type I have to define. Roll number is variable name, so I have given roll num. Next I am using scanner class. How to use a scanner class? Scanner followed by object name is equal to new scanner, then in bracket you have to write system.in. What? System.in cr. Parameter. Okay, parameter. Very good. Parameter. After writing this, I want to print in output window, that is enter your number. To display this enter your number, you have to use SOP to print this. So SOP print enter your number. After typing this, you will going to type a number 1 2 3. That number should be stored, read and store it on one variable. To store that variable number, first here you have to use what you have created object name is MCA, followed by which data type? Int data type. For that purpose you have to use next int method. You have to use next int method. MCA is object name, then dot next int is a method name for reading integer numbers. If it is float number, what you will write here? In next float. If it is string, what you will write here? Next or next line. Two methods are there for reading string. Now MCA dot next int, it is stored on which variable? Here which variable will come? Reply, which variable will come? roll num. Now yes, now we got the value from keyboard. After got the value, we have to display this in output screen. To display, what should I use with which method? SOP method, that is system.out.println my number is, which variable I have to display? Roll num. This is a simple program for Java. Understood this concept? Okay, any doubts? Sumaya, do you have any doubts? Sumaya? Soumya? Okay, Soumya? Kiran? Okay, Kiran. Kiran? ಇಲ್ಲ ಸುಜಿತ್. ಹಾಂ, ಇವಾಗ ನಾನು ಇವಾಗ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಲೋಟ್ ಅಂತ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿನಪ್ಪ ಡೇಟಾ ಟೈಪು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಯಾವ್ದು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ನಾನು? ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಏನು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಿಲ್ಲೇ? ಸಪೋಸ್ ಮೈ ಡೇಟಾ ಟೈಪ್ ಈಸ್ ಪ್ಲೋಟ್. ಹಿಯರ್ ವಾಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಐ ಯೂಸ್? ಅದು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಡ್ ಹೇಳು, ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ವರ್ಡ್. ವಾಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಐ ಯೂಸ್? MCA ಡಾಟ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ಲೋಟ್. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ಲೋಟ್. ಓಕೆ. ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಂಗ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಎರಡು ಚಾಯ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾವೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ. ಒಂದು ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈನ್ ಅಥವಾ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಸ್ ದಟ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್? ಓಕೆ. Now we'll move on to, this is called object name, that is MCA, and this one is called method name. Next int is a method name for reading integer number, right? So in one more program here I want to display the name. In this slide I want to print and display my name. So import java.util. I have already written class AITM. Next main method. Next what should I write? This is for reading string from the keyboard. So which data type should I declare? String. Yes, S is capital. So string. Variable name I have given str. Next is what? What is the next line? Anyone tell me next line, what should I write? Scanner. Then give any object name. Take MCA. Scanner MCA is equal to new scanner in bracket. What you will write? System.in. Okay. Scanner MCA is equal to new scanner system.in. Now after writing this, next line should be what? What is the next line? Sujit. Lena, what is the next line? Println. Inside what should I write? string is a very data type to read name. We can assume name. Enter your name. Enter your name. You have to write. Enter your name. Right. After writing this, next line is what? Important. Next line is important. So what should I write here? Consider from previous example. Let me know. Have you written, Lina? Previous example. Have you written? What you have written? Read. str is equal to, very good, str is equal to next line. Very good. mca dot next line. Okay, fine. So next line. Now str is equal to mca dot, you can use next line or next. Yadu one the meaning. Both are same meaning. Is that clear? In our programming concept, you can use either next line or next. Both are same meaning. Don't worry. So now I am printing this result in storing this name in str variable. So I am printing back this variable. Variable name is str. Is that clear? Okay. Will you write a program for me? Take object name is xyz, then string name is abc, right? Then okay, write down this program. Object name is xyz, then string name is abc to display your name. Object name is xyz. Are you writing program? Object name is xyz. Your name, any name you have to display. Object name is xyz. String variable name is abc. You are taking too much time. Over. scanner XYZ root name ABC is equal to. Okay, Kiran, good. Kiran has sent correctly. Others, you are taking too much time. Within 2 minutes you have to write this test. Yeah, it is considered as a test. See, in simple programs only you are taking too much time. In next classes, different programs, difficult programs will come. You will not be able to understand anything. Kiran, ಇದು ಡಿಫಿಕಲ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತಾ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲನೇಷನು? ಈಸಿ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ? ಮತ್ತು ಇನ್ನೂ ಬರೀವಲ್ರಲ್ಲ ಅವರು ಬೇಗ. ಇವಾಗ ಬೇಗ ನಾ ಹೇಳಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಬೇಗ ಬರಿಬೇಕು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇದೊಂದು ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ಶಾಟ್ ಹೊಡ್ಕೊರಿ. ಇದು ಹೋಮ್ವರ್ಕ್. ಇದು ಬಿಫೋರ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸು ಸ್ಯಾಟರ್ಡೇ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಇದು ಕಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಆಗೈತಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡು. ಇದು ಸ್ಕ್ರೀನ್ಶಾಟ್ ತಕೋ. ಈ ಥರ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ, ಈ ಥರ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಬರಬೇಕು ನೋಡು. ಒಂದೇ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ದಾಗ ಇರಬೇಕು ಇದೆಲ್ಲ. Lina, you have written a next line here. Next line, L should be capital letter. Remember this. ABC is equal to XYZ dot. Next line you have written that L should be capital letter. And you didn't mention my name is ABC. You have written here, you have to write plus. Here you have to write plus ABC. Don't forget. Okay. Only 3 Kiran, Lina and Snehal has sent. Others? Soumya over. Soumya, still you are writing? Soumya and Sumaya. Sujit. We have written the pro code. You just take this screenshot. This is a homework for you. So Friday evening you have to send me this code. Friday evening. I hope you clear this doubt. Friday evening you have to clear. You have to send me code. But others, they are not sending the code. I don't know what to do. Sujit, still you are writing? ಮತ್ತೆ ಸೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ ನೀನಿನ್ನು? ಸೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀರಾ? ಸೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ? ಹೌದಾ? ಓಕೆ. ಹೌದಾ? ಓಕೆ. ಕಳ್ಸ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೋಡ್ತೀನಿ. Now all of you can leave now and have tea break and enjoy yourself.